had a bad day. Just turn it on. Hit the fucking music.
Well, Ubisoft has managed to piss off the player base by doing three things. One, just by being themselves, obviously. Two, by having the audacity to have a woman as a protagonist. And three, which I feel like is the one where most people should be focused on, which is the price and also locking content behind a paywall. Also, yeah, I forgot. My name is Kal. Welcome, guys.
For real, my man went right into it. He was spicy like some kind of pepper in that water. That don't even make no sense.
Give us your name.
Man, I'm Ghost.
We also have two guest hosts on with us today. Huey, Chef Nasty, thank you for joining us.
Welcome. Good to be here.
Hello, no problem.
So yeah, like I said, first of all, before we even get into the controversial stuff, let's talk about what the game actually is and who made it. So, Massive Entertainment is behind this game. They're the ones who made The Division, Ghost. You may as well just say thank you because they've given you hours of content at this point.
You know what? I'm just going to sidebar that. I'm not going to thank them for anything because they canceled Division Day and we have no idea what's going on with the DLC. I'm a little tight, but it's okay. That's time for another day.
They also made Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. That's the one that just recently came out. I heard it was good, just not great. It was right within that, Ubisoft's mediocre bar right there. Sits right inside. The game takes place between the events of The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. You'll be playing as Kay Vess, played by Humberly Gonzalez. This will be during the golden age for the underworld. Don't expect to see any Jedi lightsabers, the use of the Force. This is more boots on the ground type gameplay. Use of blasters and stealth was heavily shown in the trailer, and she also uses a grapple for traversal. A little bit of Uncharted style gameplay for a little bit. You get some RPG elements like ships, guns, bike, and gear can all be upgraded with customizations for her speeder and spaceship. You also get some dialogue options when you're talking to different people, but for me personally, when it comes to RPG, I feel like this is unnecessary, especially if your choices don't actually matter. They don't change the course of the story. I feel like this is just all, I don't know, what's the word for it? Just
Bland?
Well, not bland, but it's just an option that shouldn't even be there from the get-go. It's just added just to say it's there, basically. It doesn't really change anything. I guess the same thing could be said for Cyberpunk 2040, what was it, 2077, right? I almost said 2042. I got Battlefield on the brain. But yeah, the dialogue choices don't really change much within the world. They got two reputation systems. One is just your reputation with the syndicates within the world. They said that your interactions will, depending on your interactions with these groups, you can become hunted. We don't know how deep these systems are until we play it, obviously, but if you gain their trust, you'll get better contracts, cheaper store prices, and more territories to access. So it just sounds like a basic tier system. As you continue to do missions with this certain faction, they'll just open up more missions. We'll just have to see how deep that system goes, actually. And also, there's like a standard wanted system, similar to GTA. This just applies to the Empire itself. In the trailer, they show her refusing to pay a bribe, which just results in a chase sequence. But that's just what's to be expected, just on the surface. The game also releases in August of this year. I'm pretty sure people wondering how much it is. It's $70, $109 for pre-order bonuses, 3 days early access, and a season pass. Now, we're talking $110 for something it's just all digital at this point. Just for comparison, Ubisoft did have 9 different editions for Assassin's Creed Odyssey at launch. The Gold Edition, which is on the same price point as this pre-order bonuses for Star Wars Outlaws, they gave you a season pass, a bonus mission, and they also gave you 2 remastered Assassin's Creed games that had yet to drop at that point. And they also trying to remember what else. Oh, the Steelbook. They also gave you a physical Steelbook case for the game as well. So obviously, some things have changed.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just to paywall an extra mission and things like that. I don't. Sure, once the game drops, but like you and I were kind of talking about it, I don't think it's right that you're gonna paywall a mission before game launches. That's kind of sorry, but that's kind of shitty. I don't mind the battle pass or some seasonal pass, however you want to scope it for it to make sense. Like I'm totally on board with that. That's just kind of the norm that's going on right now. But if you were to say, hey, the only way you're going to be able to play this next part of the game is I got to spend another $30 onto something. No, put that in the DLC. Put that into something that's going to come, a little further down.
Exactly.
So like, I don't even mind like how Helldivers did it. Like, you can purchase this DLC part now when that game first came out, and you get an extra skin or armor, whatever you want to call it. But I don't have to buy the DLC later on. So
Exactly.
I, in essence, pre-ordered the DLC, so I'm cool with that. But to pay lock me into something when I don't even know if I even like the game enough, and before people get into it, and yeah, I get it, you bought it because you like it, but that just seems like you're shortchanging the player base. And if that's going to become a new normal, if that takes off and that's successful, we're going to get even less finished games on day one.
Absolutely.
And that sucks.
And also, like, people are always saying, like, oh, well, they've always done this. This is, like, they did it back during Assassin's Creed. That's egregious, too. Like, I'm not saying that, oh, now that it's gotten more eyes on it because of Star Wars. No, even if they did it back then there should have been outrage when they started it. The same thing.
Yeah, but it also doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. Sorry, but just because that's the practice that happened before doesn't mean that has to be a continued practice.
Right. Like there should always be outrage for stuff like that. Same thing with the time savers on Assassin's Creed. This is a single player game. Why is there so many microtransactions constantly littered, and it's so aggressive sometimes in trying to get you to buy things? I can't even get to the start screen first.
Yeah, I think there was another game we were playing like that. I think it was like Big 3 or something like that. You had to go through 10 or something screens before you actually get to the main game. To double back on something you had just said, damn it, kind of lost my train of thought. But like Battlefield, where you just kind of get into like microtransactions and things like that, or things that are missing out of the game. Sometimes the community needs to say no. Like, no, this just is unacceptable. Because when they dropped that game, and it's not the dog on that game, we just did a video about it, but the game was good. It's just there were some core aspects that were missing there, and the community collectively stood up and just said, this is unacceptable, and we're gonna stop playing. Exactly. For that player base to go to from $100,000 or 100,000, whatever, when that game dropped to 1,500, you were playing with more bots. The community said no. And either you're going to keep your jobs and you're going to change it to accommodate what we want out of the game. Now, there has to be give and take. But you want to talk about predatory type actions in a game, not just microtransactions. But can you imagine a game where they say, okay, the only way you're going to get the multiplayer part of this is now you have to pay $30 to $40 extra? That's madness.
Yes. Not only that, X mentioned this in a previous, I think we were just talking, I don't even think we were on mics at that point, but he said that this could be just a push for you to get Ubisoft Plus, because if you look at their tier system, if you get Ubisoft Plus, you end up with the Ultimate Edition of the game. And I'm pretty sure they're banking on people to say, oh, I'm not spending that much money. I'm just going to get the subscription service. And then guess what happens? People usually forget that they even have that subscription service. They'll check 6 months later and say, hey, I'm still playing for Ubisoft. And that's obviously a conspiracy theory, but I just feel like
you know what? It's not so much a conspiracy theory. Wow, it's hard to talk, and I do that for a living. GTA Plus. It's only $5 when it first came out. I just recently canceled my subscription. I haven't played that game in months. Like, at all, besides logging on, buying a card, dropping a couple million, fixing up, and just getting rid of it at that point. So it's not so much a conspiracy theory. It could actually work on that side where, hey, it's kind of like a gym membership to like Planet Fitness, right? It's so cheap you forget about it.
Yeah.
You never know. It might actually, if they price it right, it could be just a lucrative business model. I mean, that sucks, don't get me wrong, but it would work.
Yeah,
Well, that's all Ubisoft is anymore. It's just a business model. Because if you see, the Ultimate Edition is $130, right?
That's a lot of
But
money, man.
it's $130, but you're getting the same thing that you're getting in the Ultimate Edition for $18 a month for the Ubisoft Plus. That's all there is.
And that actually leads me into another thought, if I'm gonna touch a nerve. But Elden Ring, right? So their DLC, they have a $30 version and they got a $40 and a $50 version. Well, the $50 version is going to give you access to particular parts of the DLC early versus you already unlocking it with the standard edition of the DLC. So I don't know, like, do you really need parts of the DLC early for an extra $10? Like, we're getting into murky water at that point.
Yeah, and it's always trying to make that extra dollar because I mean, obviously, Elden Ring, obviously, has a Pharaoh
Your favorite game.
has a Pharaoh play base, and people definitely are. Well, $10 is it'll probably be nothing to somebody. They'll definitely just spend that extra $10 just to be able to play a game early.
Yeah, but $130 though.
$130.
That's a lot, man. That's a lot. I don't care how much money you make. That's a lot. But that's not just always hard back. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna switch the subject. What were you saying?
No, but I was gonna say, doesn't that kind of hark back when the turn of the new consoles? Kal, I think you and I talked about this before, where there was an actual movement to actual prices of games being like $100 at one point, but then they did a bill or something that kept it to 70. But there was a time where they were actually going to move a lot of the new generation games to $100. That's madness. Dude, if I bought a game for $100 and it sucked, like, I know we harp on it, but Battlefield for $100, I probably would throw my PlayStation out the window. Like, there's no way.
Not only that, and the people that come, I don't want to keep harping on Battlefield. I already made a video about that, but the people who
okay, fine, Suicide Squad people.
No, but people who come in late after I'd already spent my $70, and now they want to say they spent their $10 and got it on sale. Now they want to say, this game isn't as bad as you guys said it was. You came in late after they've already. Right now, you are experiencing kind of a complete product. The people who paid $70 at the beginning, we didn't get that.
Yeah, no. Nope. Yeah, that's.
Also, I want to touch before we even get into that, you incel brain dead morons who keep trying to make gaming into a culture war just because there's a woman on the screen. I'm sorry, there's plenty of men for you to play as in different games. The whole genre is dominated by men. I'm sorry. I cannot believe we have to constantly have this conversation. I can't believe I have to see constant YouTube videos talking about, Tomb Raider doesn't have an ass. Oh, the girl is ugly. We don't get anything nice anymore. Come on. Like,
have y'all not seen what's that new game that's coming out?
Stellar
Blade?
Yes.
Whoa.
Exactly what you're.
Like, ain't nobody saying shit about that. Her damn titties jiggle.
Let's keep it. Yeah, I was gonna say let's keep it PG, but good God,
30 seconds.
they're more curves than a fucking Corvette. Jesus.
That suit is skin tight. Stop complaining and stop trying to act like this is just like something that happens all the time. We get plenty of good-looking women in gaming, and from my experience, this doesn't really. How good a character looks doesn't make me decide whether I want to play a game. I'm sorry, I don't think that way. I'm more concerned about the content. Well, what are you trying to sell me at this point?
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm gonna go a little bit further back. Because obviously the time that the game came out, they couldn't do it. But if we can go back to like Phantom Pain, right? If I could dual play Snake and Quiet, absolutely. Like, to have her as like a main character. Quiet was a fantastic character.
Right.
somebody definitely took time in designing her, because yeah, she definitely played into some things. But as a character, though, she was amazing.
Yeah.
Would be great to actually play with her skill set in the game. Also, just comes down to ego too, where men just say, "Oh, I don't want to play a female character." Who really cares? Like, are you really that? Are you really that sensitized to a female character they're gonna round with? Dude, Need for Speed Unbound, I literally drove around as a female because I couldn't change my character for freaking 4 months. Who cares? It's just the character.
Yeah. I never see like the controversy surrounding it. What'd you say, Chef? Sorry.
I was just saying that's incredibly true. Like when I used to play Batman Arkham City, was it? Yeah, Arkham City. I'd play as Catwoman all the time. She had a fantastic moveset, and just I preferred her over Batman. I'm not even gonna front. You know?
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, they drew her right too.
Yeah.
somebody took their time designing them characters. But yeah, I find it so weird to just throw a tantrum over that. It seems immature. I'm sorry, I'm here for the games. I don't care what they look like. I'm just here for the content and have fun with my friends.
I also think it's funny because we got a guy in our group that plays as female characters,
all the time.
They're nasty all the time. And if y'all got stuff y'all want to say smack about that, I bet I'll give anybody to come play with this character, because some of them characters smack. So you can talk all this smack you want, you probably get beat down with your male character. So it is what it is.
I can get it. Like, you want in some of these characters, like, you feel more comfortable because you're a man. You identify with men, but you have to realize we're not the only people playing games at this point. Plenty of women still playing that love to play video games. I'm sorry. I know y'all watch these videos. These red pill morons out here saying that women don't do this stuff. They do this. The women are out here playing video games. They're just as nasty as we are. Do not. I'm sorry. That's just the reality of the world. But yeah, I just thought that was stupid. But yeah, locking a mission behind $100 paywall, absolutely egregious. Fuck you, Ubisoft. What else? This is on par for what they do. I'm not hoping that this game does terrible. I'm really hoping this game is really good. I have over 300 hours in the Division. I'm hoping that this is. I'm hoping for a 7 or 8. 8 would be great. Would be great.
You know what? If they can give you a semi-complete game on launch, they might be okay. Because if you're gonna give a game that's 60-70% done as far as like bugs, things like that on launch day, and then you're gonna paywall stuff, oh boy, that's not gonna go over well at all.
That's another thing. Please do not launch this in a broken mess. I mean, it would just be the cherry on top. But yeah, it would be the cherry on top. Also, just to let you know, you will need an internet connection to install this first time. Just want to throw that out there. It just makes me miss the days of plugging in a game and going. You just pop, the game was ready. You pop the plastic off, slide it in, she's good to go. No such thing as, oh, we got to download this update. I understand games have changed within the years, but man, do I miss those days.
Yeah, there's no momentum killer like you trying to log into a game and it's saying, oh, it's a 5 gigabyte download. And you're like, okay, well, that's the end of that.
And I'm benefiting from a fast connection. What about the people that don't have that? So now they got to, especially if they don't have really good internet connection at home, they got to find a way to get their PlayStation, in a decent spot so they can download this game and then go home and play. It's just so many like gates you got to get through just to enjoy the game. Those are my thoughts. Go outside, touch grass if you're scared of women. Please go outside, get some fresh air.
What a wild take.
It is. Man, this generation, man, is getting insane. But that's all I had. Huey, did you have anything? You just sat here, didn't say nothing.
There was a response made by Ubisoft that was published on IGN.
Oh, yeah.
So the response in regards to the backlash from Seas was, the quote is, to clarify, Jabba the Hutt and the Hutt Cartel are one of the main syndicates in Star Wars Outlaws and will be part of the experience for everyone who purchases the game, regardless of edition.
The mission's still locked behind paywall, regardless.
That's their response to the backlash that was published yesterday.
So they're not going to come out and say, listen, doesn't matter what you buy, you still got to access this paywall by giving us more money. They're not going to say that. That's like,
well, no, that doesn't
still locked behind a paywall. That's the fact of the matter.
That's just PR talk.
It is.
The mission's still locked. We understand that Jabba is still available, but the mission is still locked. Doesn't matter. But yeah, that's all I had. Anybody last thoughts?
I'm good.
I would say this is it could hopefully doesn't create like a scenario where other game studios start doing this as well.
The biggest fear, man. I'm telling you. It's already bad enough that when you start to buy stuff. Yeah, the first person that did battle passes, all of a sudden they're freaking $30, $40, and $60 battle passes. It's freaking nuts.
I understand it's other editions if it includes DLC where there's like a expansion story which adds to the main story, but for a single mission is not worth it and it's not fair on the fans.
Facts.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Facts over there, Huey, sir. Letting you know that was rapid fire facts for everybody out there.
So hopefully no game studios decide to take this idea to make their own collector's edition or a deluxe edition and start adding
Tell you what,
issues behind a paywall.
Let them finance sheets come out and see a profit of it. Guaranteed it'll be put in.
No, they're not made.
What do you mean there's no way? There is a way. They're doing it right now.
Right.
There's going to be a way.
The price doesn't justify. I can't see the price justifying.
But you know what though?
To pay that much.
But you know what though? That's a great point, and I'm gonna get on my soapbox. I don't see the reason to have a deluxe version of 2K. It makes no damn sense to me at all. There is no reason why you need to have 3 different versions of a sports game. There's none. There's no way. If you're going to sit there and say, oh, I can spend an extra $20 to $30, $40 to get extra VC sneakers or some type of apparel, and I got to do this every year, bro, that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my entire life. And the fact that we think it's okay because we have leaned into this so hard that it's the gaming industry doesn't even care anymore. Because Huey, when was the last time you bought a 2K game?
Last year.
What edition did you buy?
I bought the
we all know which one you bought.
All right,
yeah, see? But that's the thing though, and people do it every year. What are you getting with that anniversary edition? Extra shoes. Now, don't get me wrong, Kobe. I get it. I understand. And I'm sure they did a lot for it. But like, you're gonna get a Kobe jersey. You're gonna get Kobe shoes. Are you gonna get 4 or 5 different of his editions? Like, are you getting a special dunk layup package? Like, what are you getting with an anniversary edition that you're gonna pay $110, $115 for? That's sorry. It doesn't.
I'm not okay with that. I have never been okay with that. Ever since they started doing that crap with Madden and all that other crap, they didn't even bother changing the assets in the game. They just left it in there because they knew you would still buy it. The sports people been getting fucked. They ain't never said anything. They just...
And I love the fact that they added gambling in that game too. Right. It just acted like it wasn't nothing.
Opening packs is basically gambling, which is quite bad because obviously kids play sports games, but they don't realize you're actually gambling.
Yes. The children are getting railroaded left and right out here by these companies, and also the fact that you have to realize these companies aren't really listening to us. They are banking on this next generation. They're going to make it the new norm for them. So as much as we bark and plead and beg for them to do something different, they're not really looking at us. They're looking like 50 years down the road to a player base that has grown up inside this type of environment. So from here into the day I die, I will still be screaming at the same cloud. But but I will never remain silent. It's still stupid. I will fight on behalf of the 2K people and the people who continue to buy these stupid games when they were giving you nothing new. They just keep rewording the stuff in the trailer to make it seem like it's new technology. I'm pretty sure at some point they're just going to run out of like just words that sound good.
Just give me that new roster. That's all I want.
My thing, it amazes me that they have not just created one singular game and then just kept updating it. That amazes me. I'm surprised that we still keep getting different iterations of a game and they haven't gone the Fortnite route and just kept updating the rosters within. And then just kept hitting you guys with microtransactions.
It's been fun. It's been very enlightening.
The problem is Huey. I'm trying to say the problem is you.
Come in here, you don't say anything.
Microtransactions are only an option. You don't have to do it.
How many microtransactions did you buy?
How many ultimate card packs? That's the problem.
Which game?
Which game have you bought the most microtransactions for?
Like ever?
Just in general.
Okay, I'll go for like the biggest one. Probably Black Ops Cold War.
What was the microtransaction you bought there?
Every season pass.
Season. Okay, but season passes, I don't consider that a microtransaction. That's season passes come with things that you can play and grind out for specific things.
Yeah, especially putting the hours in.
Yeah, because I put like an unhealthy amount of hours in Cold War. For almost every season I made Prestige Master, so for me it was worth.
You are insane.
Price.
Yeah, but see, season passes and things like that aren't bad as a microtransaction because it gives you something to shoot for.
Yeah.
Like I'm not mad at a season pass or a battle pass or whatever. I'm actually in a lot of support of that. And just for my own insanity, like Division, I bought this season's pass. It was great. I got through it. It was cool. I got a couple of exotics that I can put in my loot pool. But to go in there and say like Diablo, where I got to buy $20 for a skin, or COD, I got to buy $30 or $40 for it. That's just wild. Or the Diablo one that came out a couple of months ago, that if you bought $70 worth of platinum, you get an exclusive mount. Like,
and you get to change the portal color.
Wild.
You don't like that?
I'm getting off here. I'm going home.
Any last thoughts?
only one concern with it. So I've noticed obviously the editions for Star Wars, they're more expensive compared to other editions that other studios release. The only worry that I have is the increase in prices for video games.
Oh, well, that's going to keep going up. Meanwhile, these CEOs can't come off of their high horse and can't take a pay cut. They're constantly getting more, firing more people. Dog eat dog world out there.
Really?
Man, all I gotta say, my final thought, and I'm gonna leave y'all with all of this: mint chocolate chip ice cream is the greatest ice cream ever. I'm out. I'm done. I don't want to hear it. And if you say Neapolitan, you have a screw loose. I don't care what anybody says.
It's cookie dough.
But you know right now, what cookie dough? Man, bro, you tried to get get off here. I am done. This has been great.
Right.
I'm done.
Bro said,
I'm done.
Get off the mic.
My man said he like Rocky Road.
Catch you guys later. We gotta have a talk.
Man, I'm out of here with the madness. Bye.
Talk.